Welcome to Read in Minutes. Here's a short summary of the book, Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. If you enjoy it, then please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now let's get started. Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win is a leadership book written by former U.S. Navy SEAL officers, Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. The book is based on their experiences leading SEAL teams in combat, particularly in Ramadi, Iraq, one of the most dangerous war zones during the Iraq War. Their first-hand experiences in high-pressure situations provided them with valuable leadership lessons, which they later applied to business and leadership consulting. The central idea of the book is that great leaders take full responsibility for their actions and their team's successes and failures, without making excuses or blaming others. The book is divided into 3 main sections, each containing leadership principles that are illustrated through combat experiences, analyzed in detail, and then applied to real-world business situations. The structured approach makes the lessons practical for leaders in all industries. Section 1. Winning the War Within. The first section focuses on the internal mindset required for effective leadership. It emphasizes the idea that before a leader can lead a team, they must first master themselves. 1. Extreme Ownership. The first and most important lesson of the book is extreme ownership, which means that leaders must take full responsibility for everything that happens in their teams, whether good or bad. If something goes wrong, a true leader does not blame subordinates, external conditions, or unforeseen circumstances. Instead, they acknowledge the problem, learn from it, and take corrective action. The authors illustrate this with a real combat example from Ramadi, where a friendly fire incident occurred. A Navy SEAL team accidentally engaged another Allied unit, causing chaos and confusion. Instead of blaming individual team members, Willink, as the leader, took full responsibility. He briefed his commanders, explained what went wrong, and implemented measures to ensure it never happened again. By taking ownership, he maintained the trust and confidence of his team and superiors. In business and life, leaders must adopt the same approach. If a company project fails, the leader should not blame employees or market conditions. Instead, they should analyze what went wrong, adjust strategies, and ensure that similar mistakes don't happen again. 2. No bad teams, only bad leaders. This chapter discusses how leadership directly affects team performance. The authors share an example from SEAL training, where different teams competed in boat races. One team was consistently losing, while another team was winning every time. When the leader of the losing team was replaced with the leader of the winning team, the struggling team immediately improved and started winning. The key takeaway is that a strong leader can transform an underperforming team. Great leadership involves setting high standards, motivating team members, and fostering a winning mindset. Instead of complaining about team members' shortcomings, leaders should work to improve them and inspire them to succeed. 3. Believe. For leaders to be effective, they must fully believe in the mission or strategy they are executing. If a leader has doubts, their team will sense it and lose motivation. Leaders must take the time to understand the purpose of their objectives, clarify any doubts, and communicate their vision with confidence. For example, if a business leader does not fully understand a new company strategy, they should ask questions, seek guidance, and gain clarity before attempting to lead their team through it. Without conviction, they cannot inspire others to follow. 4. Check the ego. Ego can be a major barrier to success in leadership. When leaders let their ego get in the way, they stop listening to feedback, refuse to acknowledge mistakes, and make poor decisions. The authors emphasize that humility is a key trait of great leaders. Leaders must be willing to admit when they are wrong, learn from others, and focus on the team's success rather than personal recognition. In combat, leaders who let their ego dictate their actions often make reckless decisions that put their team at risk. In business, ego-driven leaders may ignore good advice, resist change, or take unnecessary risks that harm their organization. Section 2. Laws of Combat. This section introduces 4 critical leadership principles that Navy SEALs use in combat, which also apply to business and everyday leadership situations. 1. Cover and move. This principle is about teamwork and collaboration. In combat, SEAL teams must cover each other while moving forward to ensure their survival and success. Similarly, in business and leadership, different departments and teams must work together toward a common goal. For example, in a company, the sales team, marketing team, and product development team must align their efforts instead of working in isolation or competing against each other. Leaders should break down internal barriers and encourage cooperation. 2. Simple. The more complex a plan is, the more likely it is to fail. Leaders must ensure that their plans and communication are simple and easy to understand. Overcomplicated strategies create confusion, increase the chances of mistakes, and slow down execution. The authors share an example from a combat mission where a complex plan led to misunderstandings and delays, putting lives at risk. By simplifying the strategy, the team was able to execute the mission successfully. In business, leaders should avoid overcomplicating processes and instead focus on clear, straightforward goals and instructions. 3. Prioritize and execute. In high-pressure situations, leaders must stay calm and focus on solving the most important problem first before moving to the next. Trying to address too many issues at once leads to chaos and inefficiency. In battle, SEAL leaders must assess the battlefield quickly and determine the most critical threat before taking action. In business, leaders facing multiple challenges, such as declining sales, employee conflicts, and operational issues, must prioritize their actions rather than trying to solve everything at once. 4. Decentralized command. A leader cannot micromanage everything. Teams work best when leadership responsibilities are distributed across different levels. By empowering subordinates to make decisions, organizations become more efficient and adaptable. In SEAL teams, junior leaders are trained to take charge of their units, allowing for quick and effective decision-making on the battlefield. In business, a CEO cannot handle every detail of the company. Department heads and managers must be trusted to make decisions and lead their teams effectively. Section 3. Sustaining victory. The final section focuses on maintaining long-term success by continuing to apply strong leadership principles. 1. Leading up and down the chain of command. Good leaders communicate effectively at all levels. They ensure their subordinates understand their roles and responsibilities while also keeping their superiors informed. Leaders must balance following orders from above and giving clear direction to those below. For example, if a middle manager in a company is given a vague directive from upper management, they should clarify expectations before passing the information to their team. 2. Decisiveness and uncertainty. Leaders often have to make decisions without having all the information. Waiting for complete certainty can result in missed opportunities. Effective leaders gather the best available information, make a decision, and adjust as necessary. 3. Discipline equals freedom. The final principle teaches that strict discipline in daily habits, time management, and work processes leads to greater efficiency and flexibility. When leaders and teams are disciplined in their routines, they gain more control over their time and can respond better to unexpected challenges. Extreme ownership teaches that leadership is not about rank, title, or authority. It is about taking responsibility for everything within one's control. The book provides real-world examples of how Navy SEAL leadership principles apply to business and everyday life. By adopting the principles of extreme ownership, individuals can become better leaders, improve team performance, and achieve long-term success.